Good morning students. I hope you all are fine and safe at your home. Today I am going to upload the last video of quadrilateral in which we have to discuss intercept theorem, which says that if there are three parallel lines and the intercepts made by them on one transversal are equal, then the intercept on any other transversal are also equal. You can see here we have taken three parallel lines L, M and N. So I wrote three parallel lines L, M and N are cut by a transversal P. This is a transversal which is intersecting the lines L, M and N at point A, B and C respectively, such that the length of AB is equal to BC. We have to show that if Q is another transversal cutting the lines L, M and N at point P, Q and R, then PQ will be equal to QR, which I wrote here. We have to show that PQ is equal to QR. For that a construction is required. Join AR which is intersecting the line M at point K. Now in triangle ACR, look at this triangle carefully. In triangle ACR, B is the midpoint of AC, and since M is parallel to N, the part of M which is BK will be parallel to CR. So in triangle ACR, B is the midpoint of AC and line drawn through B which is BK is parallel to CP. So by converse of midpoint theorem, we can say that K will be the midpoint of AR. As we know that converse of midpoint theorem says that a line drawn through the midpoint of one side parallel to the second side will bisect the third side. So clearly K will be the midpoint of the line AR. Now look at this triangle APR. Since M is parallel to N, so K is the midpoint of AR and a line drawn through K which is KQ is now parallel to AP. So the same I wrote here, K is the midpoint of AR and KQ parallel to AP. So it will bisect the line PR at point Q, or we can say Q is the midpoint of PR. And if Q is the midpoint of PR, PQ will be equal to QR, which we have to prove. Now let us see some questions based on this. Now we will see exercise 8.2, in which the first question says that in quadrilateral ABCD, PQ, R and S are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. We have to prove that SR is parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC, and AC is given the diagonal. Also we have to show that PQ is equal to SR and PQRS is a parallelogram. So first we will see in triangle ABC. By midpoint theorem we know that the line joining the midpoint of two sides is parallel to the third side and equal to half of it. So if we will see the triangle ADC, AD midpoint is S and DC midpoint is R. So the line joining S and R will be parallel to the line AC, which is the third side of the triangle ADC, and SR will be equal to half of AC. So we can write SR parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. Similarly, in triangle ABC, the line PQ, P and Q are the midpoints of the side AB and BC. So the line joining P and Q is PQ will be parallel to AC. So PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half of AC. Let us give it equation number 2. If you see carefully equation 1 and 2, SR is parallel to AC and PQ is also parallel to AC. So two lines, if they are parallel to the same line, we can write both the lines will also be parallel. So SR will be definitely parallel to AC. And since SR is equal to half of AC and PQ is also equal to half of AC, so SR will be equal to PQ, both are equal to half of AC. And also we know that in a quadrilateral, if one pair of opposite sides is parallel and equal, quadrilateral will be a parallelogram. So in quadrilateral PQRS, PQ is parallel to SR and PQ is equal to SR, both are equal to half of AC. So we can say that PQRS is a parallelogram, which is the third part of this question. Question number 2 says ABCD is a rhombus and PQ, R and S are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. We have to show that the quadrilateral PQRS is a rectangle. So for showing PQRS is a rectangle, we have to show first PQRS is a parallelogram, then we have to show that each angle is 90 degree. So look at the triangle ADC. S is the midpoint of the side AD and R is the midpoint of the side DC. If we will join SR will be parallel to AC, SR is parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. Similarly, in triangle ABC, PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half of AC. So we are getting, if we will see question number 1 and 2, SR is parallel to AC and PQ is also parallel to AC. So finally we have SR parallel to PQ because both are parallel to the same line AC. And SR is equal to half of AC and PQ is also equal to half of AC. So we can write SR is equal to PQ, both are equal to half of AC. So finally we got, or similarly in triangle DBC, RQ is parallel to BD and SP is also parallel to BD. So we can say that RQ is parallel to SP because both are parallel to the same line BD. And RQ is equal to SP, both are equal to half of BD. So in quadrilateral PQRS we can see SP is parallel to RQ and PQ is parallel to SR. Therefore PQRS is a parallelogram. Now we know that diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other. So if we will join AC and BD, both are intersecting at point O. So LOM will be 90 degree, which I have written here. Now you concentrate in the quadrilateral LOMR. LR is a part of the side SR and OM is a part of the side AC. So if SR is parallel to AC, the small part LR will also be parallel to OM. Similarly, RQ is parallel to BD. So the small part of RQ, which is RM, will also be parallel to LO. So LOMR will be a parallelogram. Now we know that opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So if it is 90 degree, this angle will also be 90 degree. Similarly, in this triangle, if this angle is 90 degree, we can prove angle Q is also 90 degree. In this quadrilateral also we can prove that angle P is 90 degree. Similarly, we can prove that each angle of the quadrilateral is 90 degree, hence PQRS is a rectangle. Question number 3 says, ABCD is a rectangle and P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. We have to show that quadrilateral PQRS is a rhombus. You see here carefully. Here the given part is written and PQRS we have to show it is a rhombus. For showing PQRS is a rhombus, we have to show that PQ is equal to QR is equal to RS is equal to SP. For that we have joined AC and BD. If we will apply midpoint theorem, in triangle ADC, SR will be parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. Similarly, for the triangle ABC, we can write PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half of AC. From equation 1 and 2, we can write SR parallel to PQ parallel to AC and SR is equal to PQ is equal to half of AC. Similarly, if we will see the triangle DCB, RQ is parallel to BD and RQ is equal to half of BD. Similarly, SP parallel to BD and SP is equal to half of BD. So we are getting RQ parallel to SP parallel to BD and RQ is equal to SP is equal to half of BD. Now, since it is a rectangle, ABCD is a rectangle, AC is equal to BD because we know that diagonals of a rectangle are equal. So their halves will also be equal. Half of AC is equal to half of BD. Half of AC is SR and PQ. So we can write, similarly half of BD is RQ and SP. So we are getting all the sides of the quadrilateral PQRS are equal. PQ is equal to QR is equal to SR is equal to SP. And if all the sides of this quadrilateral are equal, so PQRS is a rhombus. Question number 4 says, given ABCD is a trapezium in which AB is parallel to DC. BD is a diagonal and E is the midpoint of the side AD. A line drawn through E parallel to AB intersect BC at F and BD at G. We have to show that F is the midpoint of BC. This means CF is equal to FB. Here 2 times we will apply converse of midpoint theorem. First in triangle ABD. Look at this triangle carefully. E is the midpoint of AD and the line drawn through E, which is moving this side, EG, is parallel to AB. Then clearly it will bisect the third side, which is BD, or we can say that G is the midpoint of BD by the converse of midpoint theorem. Now you see the triangle DBC. G is the midpoint of BD and a line drawn through G. GF is parallel to AB, but AB is parallel to DC. So GF will be parallel to DC, and the line which is passing through the midpoint of one side and parallel to the second side will bisect the third side. So clearly GF will bisect BC at point F. And if GF is bisecting BC, this means CF will be equal to FB, or F is the midpoint of BC. Question number 5 says, in a parallelogram ABCD, E and F are the midpoints of the sides AB and CD respectively. We have to show that the line segment AF and EC trisect the diagonal BD. This means we have to show that DP is equal to PQ is equal to QB, which I have written here. Now you see here properly. Since ABCD is a parallelogram, AB is parallel to CD. So the small part of AB, which is AE, will also be parallel to FC. Also, AB is equal to DC. So their halves will also be equal. So we can write half of AB is equal to half of DC. So half of AB is AE is equal to FC. So we are getting, since AE is parallel to FC and AE is equal to FC, we can write that AECF is a parallelogram. And if AECF is a parallelogram, the next pair, the second pair of opposite side will also be parallel and equal. So we can write AF will be parallel to EC. This line AF will be parallel to EC. So we can write this part AP will be parallel to EQ, which I have written here, and FP will be parallel to QC. Now you see in triangle APB. APB. E is the midpoint of the side AB and the line through EQ is moving parallel to AP. So in triangle ABP, we can write Q is the midpoint of PB. Similarly, in triangle DQC, we can write F is the midpoint of DC and a line through F, which is FP, is parallel to CQ. So P is the midpoint of DQ. So here we have proved Q is the midpoint of BP, that is PQ is equal to QB, and here we have proved P is the midpoint of DQ, that is DP is equal to PQ. If you will see these two, QB is also coming equal to PQ and DP is coming equal to PQ. So from these two we can write PQ is equal to QB is equal to DP, or the lines AF and EC is trisecting the diagonal BD. Question number 6 says, so that the line segment joining the midpoints of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral bisect each other. So here we have taken a quadrilateral ABCD and P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and AD. We have to show that PR and SQ bisect each other. This means we have to show that PO is equal to OR and SO is equal to OQ. So for that we will join the line segments PQ, QR, RS and SP. Also we will join the diagonal BD. Now you see in the triangle ADB, S and P are the midpoints of the sides AD and AB. So by midpoint theorem we can write SP is parallel to BD and SP is equal to half of BD. Similarly, in triangle DCB we can write RQ parallel to BD and RQ is equal to half of BD. So if we will combine these two, we will get SP parallel to RQ parallel to BD or SP parallel to RQ. Similarly, SP is equal to half of BD and RQ is equal to half of BD. So it can be written SP is equal to RQ, both are equal to half of BD. So since one side is coming parallel and equal, we can write quadrilateral PQRS is a parallelogram. And if the quadrilateral PQRS is a parallelogram, we know that diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other, and this PR and SQ is diagonal of the parallelogram PQRS. So they will bisect each other. So hence we prove that PR and QS bisect each other. Now question number 7 says that given a triangle ABC in which angle C is equal to 90 degree, M is the midpoint of the hypotenuse AB a line drawn through M, which is the midpoint of AB, MD parallel to BC, which is intersecting AC at D. We have to show that first D is the midpoint of AC, second MD is perpendicular on AC, and the third CM is equal to MA is equal to half of AB. Now first we will apply converse of midpoint theorem. Since M is the midpoint of AB and MD is drawn parallel to BC, so by converse of midpoint theorem we know that a line drawn through the midpoint of one side parallel to the second side bisect the third side. So this MD will be parallel to BC. Sorry, D will be the midpoint of AC. So the first part is proved. Now if this DM is parallel to BC, this angle will be 90 degree. Why? Both are corresponding angle. Angle ADM is equal to angle C. Both are 90 degree. And if this angle is 90 degree, clearly this MD is perpendicular on AC. So second part is proved. Now we will prove that these two triangles are congruent. If you see carefully, just now we have proved that D is the midpoint of AC. So AD will be equal to DC. Both the angles are 90 degree. Angle ADM is equal to CDM. Both are 90-90. And this DM is coming common in both. So these two triangles are congruent by SAS. And if these two triangles are congruent by CPCT, we can write AM will be equal to CM. But since M is the midpoint of AB, AM is actually half of AB. So we can write AM is equal to CM is equal to half of AB. So in this way, student, exercise 8.2 is over. Now you can solve exercise 10C of R.S. Agrawal book and complete the MCQ questions as well. Thank you students. Have a nice day and all the best for your periodic test.